Tracey Jewel here, and I can't believe we're on the home stretch before the reunion episodes and final vows week. Man, did this week drag on and on. Who thinks they're just totally stretching this out for the home run so that we're all watching next week for the final 2 episodes? Now, I haven't been the biggest Cam and Jules fan this season, but I have to say I had a tear moment when he proposed. I couldn't believe it. And then I'm like, hang on a minute, isn't it Married at First Sight? Aren't they already married? Why is he proposing? But you know what? Like, I think this is a first for Married at First Sight. And you know, that takes a lot of balls and a lot of commitment to do that. Why wouldn't you propose on the show if you're going to do it anyway and get a free ring out of it? God, I'd do the same thing. Martha and Michael, this one surprised me actually. I mean, Michael of course was going to say stay and he was going to, you know, move heaven and earth to be with Martha. But Martha, I've always thought, has had her own agenda of moving to LA and starting a whole, you know, fashion career as the Kmart Kardashian of Australia, and good for her. So it really surprised me how into each other they seem. Martha was never going to stay with a high school teacher. Everyone goes on this show for different reasons. Clearly hers was to have her Kardashian moment, and you know what? Milk it, honey. Mike and Heidi. First, that episode dragged forever, and watching it back, just their relationship was so super painful. I'm amazed they've even made it to the end, to be quite honest. And my gut feel is I reckon the producers really dragged this relationship out. It looked like Mike wanted to get out of there weeks ago. And I was actually really surprised that he said yes, and not only said yes, said I love you. Dude, what are you doing? You're just gonna look like an idiot at the reunion, because we all know they've already broken up within days of the final vows being filmed. And look, I'm not just going on Mike. I've seen his interviews, I've heard him on radio. The guy's a bit of a douche. And what a brutal breakup between Ning and Mark, like far out. The poor girl laying her heart on the line, putting it out there for love, and you know what? It was so obvious to me that he'd made his mind up weeks ago. Probably another producer stitch up, stretching it out for the final run, and again, he'd probably made his mind up ages ago. He could have given her like a heads up, because like she did not see it coming from her reaction at all. And I don't blame her for storming off. You're kind of put on the spot, and I reckon she would have thought, you know, he would have at least given it a go. So you know what, I would have stormed off too in that situation. I doubt Ning and Mark are going to be getting on in the reunion. I think that's going to be like a avoidance at all costs, and I think there's going to be a lot of avoiding at this reunion. I mean, Sam's going to be hated, Ines and Liz are not going to want to talk to each other, or Sam. How are they going to sit at a dinner party? Everyone's going to be in their own corners, you know. Ning and Mark won't talk, Heidi and Mike won't talk. It's just like, I don't even know where to begin. They're going to have to separate everyone, I think, across the dinner party. So I'm not surprised there's going to be wine splattered and fisticuffs happening between them all. At least in our season, we all got along to some degree. And a lot of us are still friends today, where I feel like with this season, they all hate each other. And it's so obvious. They can't wait to tear each other to shreds.